Hello, Lenny back again. I got a question today. I have a question. What do we have the Holy Spirit? What is the Holy Spirit's job, and why did Jesus send him here so he could be in us? Why do we have the Holy Spirit? Because he teaches us, and he tells us, and he shows us, and he encourages us, and he admonishes us. He does all these things for us. Why though? Because isn't it true that we say a prayer once and we're saved forever? This once saved, always saved? Isn't that true? So we don't really need the Holy Spirit after all. We can just survive without him because we said the prayer once and we're good to go. We go and do what we want when we want, and we go and say what we want when we want. We talk to people the way we talk to people, and maybe we steal from people, maybe we commit adultery, and it's all okay because we're saved, right? Once saved, always saved, right? Well, what if that's wrong? What if that's a lie designed for people to fall away? Because it's not unborn, it's fallen away. Unborn in the Bible is somewhere in Psalms. It's the only place I remember reading it. It's about children who, it's maybe in other verses too. It's about children who haven't been physically born into the world yet. It's about little ones, little children, very young ones. They're called unborn because they're not born again yet. Because if you get baptized when you're a baby, you're not really baptized because you're not saying what you need to say in order to accept Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Babies can't do that. So if you got baptized as a baby and you think that you're saved and you can never be unborn, then that's not correct. And it's not safe to think that. And I'm not here to make anybody unsafe or to tell any lies. I'm here because I love the truth and I love to spread it. And I love that God has designed me to do just that for him. So this is a lie. This once saved, always saved, and I'll prove it to you. I have a lot of verses here. If you want to get your phone, maybe you're on your phone, I don't know. I don't have a phone. A smartphone or an iPhone or anything like that. So an iPhone. So I don't know how they really work. The same as I don't know how YouTube, I don't know what to do to split my screen and put a list on one side of my screen. I'm not that technical, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to read them. You should have a way to put them, in your phone or on a piece of paper by now. I want to read them to you and I want you to record them. I read through them all. And they all pertain to falling away. Like they all pertain to how to live so you're not falling away. None of them, I didn't see once saved, always saved in any of these verses. And I didn't see born again can't be unborn in any of these verses. None of these verses say that at all. It's just a group of pastors from a certain church that show up on YouTube that all say the same thing. I think they all just copy each other. They all say the same thing, and they're all happy to just copy what each other says, because this once saved, always saved is a lie designed to get people to fall away, because fall away is the phrase, not unborn. Fall away. Okay, I'm going to read Exodus, Ezekiel from the Old Testament, and then we're going to move on to the New Testament. So Ezekiel 18:4, 18:26, and 33:18. Exodus chapter 32, verses 32 to 33. Revelation 3:3, 3:5, 21:8, and 22:19. Romans chapter 1, verses 21 through to 32, 2, 6, 8, 12 to 13, chapter 6, 15, chapter 3, 31, Galatians 5:21, 1 Corinthians 3:16 and 17, and 6:9 to 11, 1 Thessalonians 2:12 and 5:23, 1 Timothy 6:14, almost done, don't give up, 1 Timothy 6:14, 2 Timothy 2:12, Jude verse 24, the whole thing is this one chapter, so verse 24, Peter, 2 Peter's a really good book for this stuff, but here's a couple of verses that will help out. 2 Peter 3:14 and 2 Peter 3:17. And Hebrews is also an excellent book for this. Well, all these scriptures are, but I just really like Peter and Hebrews a lot. So Hebrews 10, chapter 10, 26 through 39. And James is the whole thing, James is really good, but I've picked out James 2:14 through to 26. So James 2:14 through to 26. And those verses, if you look them up, you'll see, you might even just look up a few and say, okay, I get the drift. But I was given all these verses to give out, so these are the verses I'm giving out to you. I'm doing what I'm told, I'm trying to follow the way here. So there's 3 warnings before the rapture that I know of, and that's pestilence, deception, and destruction. Pestilence. We just went through a major, this is before the rapture. This isn't like all time throughout the centuries. This is before the rapture. So pestilence, we just went through, like I said. And then deception, well, I think there was a deception about the pestilence, right? That's a new prop. And then destruction, we have 2 kinds of destruction. We have destruction because of the deception, people injured for life, other people injured badly, other people didn't make it, loved ones are still grieving for them, and the destruction of the earth. The weather on the earth is just unbelievable. There's hail and earthquakes and volcanoes and just, there's so much havoc on the earth right now. Heavy rains, floods, it is just crazy. Earthquakes are taking us by a storm here. The earthquakes, every single day there's several earthquakes. So, things are happening pretty fast. Nobody knows when the rapture is. Even if people think they've got it figured out and they got one over on God because they figured out the rapture, they didn't. If Jesus said we don't know when the rapture is, then we don't know. And we also don't know when the tribulation is because it follows the rapture. We don't know. Nobody knows. It's just going to come when it comes. So I hope people are ready. And these verses, if you know them and you're sure that this once saved, always saved is not in the Bible, and you're sure that unborn is not in the Bible, in the context of this anyway, then share it with friends and family. Make sure people know. Make sure people know. People got to know that once saved, always saved isn't a thing. We get saved, and then we go on and we live a godly life. And that's it. That's it. We get saved and we go on to live a godly life. All right, that's enough talking today. I hope I said something to help you, and I hope these verses really help you. And I'll be back. See you.